Andy, Rio, congratulations. Rio first, I think. We'll talk about your goal in a minute, but that was needed, wasn't it, tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I think coming back to Anfield and getting the 3 points, it's a good feeling, a great feeling, and the atmosphere was great again, so yeah, positive day.
And the goal?
Oh yeah, it was a special goal. You know, Robin made the overlap. But he created space for me, then I just cut inside and just aim for the corner.
Special goal, special celebration. Are you going to do it before you leave Anfield, the scuba?
Absolutely not. We'll be having words about that in the change room. Nah, look, he was unbelievable. Just shows you sometimes don't listen to the experienced players. I'm screaming at him to say that I'm coming on the overlap, and then yeah, he just goes and cuts inside. So it was a great finish from him, great performance by him, and yeah, look, he just keeps learning, he keeps listening. He's such a good kid. I won't tell him that to only in the cameras, not to his face. But him and Trey are honestly, they're a pleasure to work with, and they just listen to all the lads, and you can see them improving all the time. And yeah, he's got a big future ahead of him, but the here and now is pretty good as well.
And that's just it, isn't it? A special night for him, special night for you, because there are not many of these games left now for you at Anfield. So how are you after all that?
Yeah, look, obviously, I knew my probably song would get sung a couple of times.
At the start and the end.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Look, it's like this club means everything to me. That's it's a fact. I've been here 9 years. I've grown into, I was a boy one time. He might not believe me, but I was young one time, and now I became a man here. And yeah, look, this club's made me who I am today, so I owe them a lot. And yeah, look, I'm just going to try and enjoy and embrace every minute I'm at this football club. And when I get the start, then I just try and enjoy it. And thankfully the win was the most important, and a clean sheet nice to go along with it.
And you have dreams and ambitions as well, and it can make you the player that you want to be being here, can't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think Liverpool, for me, the biggest club in the world, and to start so young and the manager having belief in me and all the players, it's great. So just got to keep working hard and keep pushing on and just go again.
More scuba celebrations then?
Yeah, hopefully.
Andy, would you like to do the honours? Look at that look.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much. Thank you guys.
Arne, better, happier? That was a big win.
Yeah. Of course, you're happier than after losing 4-0 and losing 2-0. So yeah, I think good first half. We were already close a few times. Couldn't convert one of the chances, and then Rio had a great moment. Just before that, I felt that Fulham got a bit more into the game, so it was really helpful that Rio had a great 1v1 moment, scored a great goal. And afterwards Mo finished off really well there. Then you're quite comfortable, not completely, but quite comfortable at half-time.
Rio's goal, it was the step over the check back. It was an incredible goal, wasn't it? Yeah, one of his strengths, of course, dominating the 1v1. And I think we've seen this season that he gets more and more playing time. And that's also what he deserves, because every time when he plays, he does really well. And he's influencing the game like he did today, like he did against Wolves. And today he even scored a goal, which is vital in football, because goals matter a lot. And as you say, Mo's still showing what he can do as well. It's the lift you needed, though. I imagine that dressing room is a good place to be right now.
It's a better place than it was 2 or 3 days ago or a week ago, but it's also not that after we win, then all of a sudden everything is good again. So we know there's still a lot to play for us.
It's the lift it gives the team,
though. No, that's for sure. Of course, everybody can understand after 2 of these losses, once with 4-0 and the 2-0 was felt more than 2-0. I think we all know why. And then to come out today and beat Fulham after only 2 days of rest, that shows the mentality of the team. I think the same mentality they showed 2 days ago in Paris, although we had a very tough time, but we did show mentality, and we showed that again today, and this time it resulted in a win.
And that's the test you were looking for. You talked about it being a test, this game, to see how you respond, how everybody responds, and that performance just sort of reminded what Liverpool can do.
Yeah, definitely, but I think we've played many games like this season, but unfortunately that not always led to a win. So
or a clean sheet.
Or a clean sheet, yeah. I think we've deserved to win, but it wasn't that it was by big margins. It wasn't as if we completely dominated the game and overplayed them. as it happened against us 2 days ago. But we deserve to win, but we've played many of these games where then a deflected shot or a set piece led to us conceding.
Yeah, very well-deserved Player of the Match award there for Rio Ngumoha. And it's someone that you know really well, and you saw potential in him so early on.
Yeah, well, the potential was so obvious. Everybody could see it, Peen. He just had that sort of natural X factor. And he was at Chelsea at the same sort of time as my younger son. And they used to train together in the same group. And it was quite staggering to see so quickly. His brother, who played a big part in his career, certainly his development, he used to do a lot of one-on-one coaching with him. And he came over to my house a few times, and I just watched how he worked with Rio. And I've never seen a kid with such fast feet. But it was repetition after repetition. And we speak so much now about a lot of these players don't just perhaps get enough training at their own clubs. They do it with one-on-one coaches. And there'd be probably nobody better, or nobody knows him better than his older brother. So they worked extremely well together. Big decision. For anyone that doesn't know his sort of journey, he was one of the very highly regarded players at Chelsea. They loved him, wanted to keep him. Liverpool came in and he left at 16 years of age to go up there, and must have been really hard for him. And I probably took a little while to settle. His first year in the academy didn't go perhaps to plan. And then this year he sort of forced his way in with the first team squad. And now you can see it, the goal against Newcastle, the goal today. He's thriving, he's enjoying it, and it is a great environment. It's a tough environment. I did it myself as a 17-year-old when I signed for Liverpool, and I'm thankful for every day that I did it. And I'm sure Rio, like said it himself there, he's doing extremely well. Got to keep his head on his shoulders, keep working hard. Got great experienced players like Andy Robertson around him. So I'm delighted. He's a really good young man, and it's amazing to see him. I've known him since he was 7, and you see him now doing interviews. It makes you feel a bit old, Pete, if I'm honest. But no, I'm delighted.
When you look at how important this game was for Liverpool in terms of the fact that they needed a reaction, to be able to score a goal like Rio Ngumoha did at 17 years old when he knows the weight of this game as well.
Yeah, and I think that, Arne Slot didn't put him into the team as a token. He's clearly in the team because he's earned the right to do so. And, he's had sprinklings of minutes this season. But to get your Premier League start at Anfield, it's a big nod. And we can have a look at his goal. We can have a look at it, Jamie, can't we? Because honestly, after you, it's your boy. You go for it.
I did it at half time.
The plan was you do it.
OK, well, that's fine. You can see it here. This is an area where I think now there'll be right backs throughout the Premier League thinking, I don't want this guy to get into the box against me as quickly as you can. When you see he's got safety in numbers there, I don't want to talk about what they could have done because let's enjoy the goal. But if Castagna gets tighter and you don't let him get into the box, it might help. And I think that's what people will probably try to do against him. Once that ball comes to Rio here, his first thought is, can I get into the box? Right, now I'm in there. Just take that back. This is what I'm talking about, Walder Cone work that he used to do with his brother. Step overs, and he'd just send you, and his body would go one way and then the other, then he'd chop it back on you, and then all of a sudden he's got that tremendous right foot. We saw it against Newcastle early in the year. And I'll just take that, just want to go slowly with it. Now go quickly to start, because he does great. And Castagna just can't live with him. It's absolutely brilliant. Anderson then tries to help him. And once he gets in this position, now he's got him. And you can see you've got two coming across. Normally, you might say to Anderson, can you get out and stop the block? He thinks he's got a good angle because as he cuts inside to there, now he's going to shift it again. And you can see that he's got his legs across, which is obviously you're in big trouble as a defender when that happens. They always say, try and keep your feet parallel. He doesn't. Now Rio knows, I've got it onto my favoured right foot. And then he whips that in with a tremendous pace. A beautiful finish, absolutely brilliant. And I think for him, right now, it's such a great opportunity to just keep learning. He's got one of the greats in Mohamed Salah. Now, he's going to be leaving the club in the summer. Sit next to him every day at lunch. Learn, watch him in the gym, how he looks after himself, how he conducts himself, how he scored so many goals doing just that. And try to extract as much as you can from Mohamed Salah because he's not going to be there for long. But I'm really pleased for Rio. I'm not sure about the celebration.
You're going to have to tell me about it because I don't know.
It's called the scuba or something. I don't know. But listen, he can do it.
Andy Robertson wasn't having it, was he?
No. And it's nice. I was born in 1973, so he wanted to wear that number.
You must have a big back garden, Jamie.
No, it wasn't. It was tiny. No, it wasn't like that, honestly. It was a long time ago. But it's great to see. And, everyone, the fans, he was what they needed today. You mentioned at half-time, he could give everyone a lift,
Yeah, he needed to give a lift. And like I said, it was a feather in his cap, to get the nod from his manager at a time where the pressure was on. I thought that the way that Fulham played in the game kind of helped Liverpool in terms of gaining that momentum and finding that creative flow. But it's a super goal from a young player who's he'll enjoy tonight.
Did you enjoy his performance today?
Absolutely. I thought it was the right amount of time. I think Slot brought him off at the right time.
PSG?
Well, I would say that it gives you a great option from the bench. That was what I'll be looking. I think that will happen. You don't know. Who knows? I'm not picking the team, but I would guess.
You don't think he deserves a start after this?
Yeah, if he did start him, I wouldn't be surprised. But I just think right now, when I'm trying to pick Liverpool's best team for a huge game, I like the midfield they ended up with. You know, with McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. I think that's a midfield that's got a bit of everything. That was the midfield that pretty much won the league last year for Liverpool. And I think it might be a game for, you know, if Ekitike starts at the 9, then you might need Wirtz on the left-hand side, and then obviously Salah, who did really well today on that right side. That feels like it has a nice shape to it, and just obviously reminiscent a bit of last year. Obviously, with Ekitike, you've got Isak to come off the bench if you need him, and then you've got Rio to come off the bench and give you a bit of X factor. Because if you can stay in the game, you've not got to win the game in the first 20 minutes, but you can certainly lose it. But it might be one where you get those two players on towards the end that might just be able to nick you a goal, lift the crowd. So I would be surprised if he started, but I guarantee you he will get some really valuable minutes in that game. But delighted for him. He couldn't have done any more, certainly to push himself for a start. So if he did, I wouldn't be surprised either.
I'm sure Mo Salah will be hoping for a start in midweek as well, because he also got involved in the goals and he needed a big performance, and he did just that today, is he?
Yeah, and I think that, you know, obviously with him leaving at the end of the season, Jamie spoke about it before the game, you know, the impact that he's had. We can't forget, we can't measure him on this season of what he's done in the last however many years at Liverpool. But I think just this goal here just epitomises the quality that he's got in the box.
You know, with 4, and look, it's not his game, but what it does is that everyone has to give a little bit more right now. They're struggling. It hasn't been fluent. It hasn't been the Liverpool that we expected it to be. So that's where you've got to actually become a bit of a different player. And if you haven't got it, go and chase it, win it back. It's not rocket science. And when someone like that's doing it, everyone else buys into it. Now, Szoboszlai must have won the ball back 7 or 8 times today by just going to chase it, getting after people. It becomes contagious, and that's what you need. Then Salah starts to do it. So they're going to have to do that midweek. It's going to be extremely hard against the brilliant PSG side, but you never know. Stranger things have happened at Anfield. We've seen it for many years. There is something very magical about that place, certainly in a night game in the Champions League. So, of course, PSG are massive favourites, but you never know.
Yeah, a really big week for Liverpool coming up. But Izzy, where did you see the improvements for Liverpool tonight?
Well, we saw some moments in the game that you thought a little bit more like Liverpool. And I think that this is a game where it was a fairly routine fixture for them in terms of the pressure they came into the game under in the middle of the PSG quarter-final tie. And I think that the way Fulham played into Liverpool's hands a lot, but you've still got to find that bite and that energy and that creativity about them. And there were
Fulham also had moments, and that's the one thing with Liverpool. You always feel they give up chances. You know, they look like they're susceptible from any set piece that comes into the box. That's something they have to be really aware of, because they are so open. You know, in that first half, they had Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones in there in midfield. Now, if you put an idea, they are both attacking players, so they are naturally going to always think, if the ball drops there, I might be able to land on it and shoot. They don't think, if the ball lands there, I'm going to get myself in a position defensively to make sure that I'm just going to protect that back 4. So they have a different mindset. But when Gravenberch comes into that area, he does think slightly more defensively, although still he has very attacking, aspects to his game. But no, I think it was a really positive one. They had to bounce back. There was no way they could have gone into that PSG game on the back of a loss today. The crowd, the connection, you've got to get that back together. So yeah, it was a huge result for them. I think Fulham's perspective, they'll probably think there was a chance missed today, because Liverpool were there to be taken, but they didn't take up enough opportunities.
We'll get on to Fulham shortly, but Izzy, what does this say about the mentality of the players to put in a performance like this after recent results?
I think sometimes you have no other choice. You know, the games come thick and fast. You spend all season, a club like Liverpool, striving to be in Europe for the following season, and then you can't complain then about the games coming 70 hours after your midweek fixture. You want to play these games,
absolutely.
right? And that's why you use your depth. There was 5 changes made into that Liverpool starting 11.